You've probably already done it today, that quick little tap of your phone or your card to grab a coffee. It honestly feels like magic, doesn't it? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the incredible, invisible conversation that makes that simple tap work.
It all kicks off with this simple gesture. But think for a second about what isn't happening. You're not typing in a pen, you're not searching for a Wi-Fi signal, and you're definitely not plugging in a cable. That complete lack of friction, that's our first big clue to how this all works.
And then you hear it, that satisfying little beep. You know, that's the sound of success. It means your phone and the payment terminal just had a lightning-fast, totally secret conversation and exchanged all the info they needed in, like, less than 1/10 of a second.
And just like that, the payment's complete. It's so seamless, you'd be forgiven for thinking it actually is magic.
So how does that magic trick really work? All right, let's dive under the hood and decode that invisible handshake that's happening every single time you tap to pay.
The core technology that makes all this possible is called near-field communication, or as you've probably seen it, NFC.
The best way to think about NFC is like a secret, super secure digital handshake. It's a special language that two devices can use to talk to each other, but, and this is the key, they can only do it if they're practically touching. Any farther apart, and that conversation just can't happen. And when I say practically touching, I'm not exaggerating. We are talking less than 4 centimeters. Now that tiny range isn't a bug, it's a feature. In fact, you could argue it's the technology's single most important line of defense.
So how does this actually work on a scientific level? Or here's a better question. Have you ever wondered how your transit card or hotel key works when it clearly doesn't have a battery? The answer is just some really cool pure physics. It all comes down to a principle called electromagnetic induction. The payment terminal, the active device, creates a small magnetic field. When you bring your card or phone into that field, it creates just enough electrical current inside the passive device to power up its little chip, wake it up, and let it transmit its data. No battery needed.
And believe it or not, this idea is way older than you'd think. The ancestor of NFC, a technology called RFID, was actually developed all the way back in World War II to help identify friendly aircraft. So yeah, every time you tap to pay for a latte, you're using a piece of tech that was born out of wartime necessity. Kinda wild, right? So this whole process creates two kinds of devices. You've got your active devices, like your smartphone or the terminal itself. They have their own power source, and they're the ones creating that magnetic field. And then you have the passive devices, your Metro card, an NFC tag, a hotel key. They have no battery at all. They just sit there, waiting to be energized by an active device before they can wake up and respond.
Okay, so we've got the clever physics down, but how does that translate into a secure payment at the checkout? Well, this is where the real digital magic happens.
The moment you tap, a 4-step security dance begins. First, the NFC link is made. Second, a special, high-security chip in your phone called the secure element wakes up. Think of it as a tiny digital fortress. Third, that fortress generates a unique, one-time use code, or a token, that's only good for this single purchase. And finally, that token gets sent to your bank for the thumbs up.
And here is the absolute most important part. Your actual 16-digit card number is never shared with the merchant, not ever. The only thing that travels through the air is that one-time token. And even if a hacker has somehow managed to grab it, it's a digital dead end. It's completely useless for any other purchase.
This tokenization is just one part of a multi-layered defense system. You've got the incredibly short range, the fully encrypted signal, your biometric approval like a face or fingerprint scan, and that isolated secure element chip. All these layers work together, which makes a tap-to-pay transaction fundamentally more secure than swiping an old magnetic stripe ever was.
But NFC isn't just about money. Its other, equally clever application is in the world of these simple, programmable tags that can actually automate your life. Right. If payments are one side of the NFC coin, then tags are the other. These are just small, passive stickers you can program to perform an action. You could have one on your nightstand that you tap to set an alarm and turn off the lights, or one at your desk that puts your phone on silent. They are essentially physical shortcuts for your digital life.
And this is why NFC is the perfect tool for the job. You know, Bluetooth is for longer range, continuous connections, like headphones. QR codes are slower, and you have to fumble with your camera to line them up. NFC is the specialist. It is built for instant, intentional, and highly secure interactions that happen in a single, deliberate tap. So once you really understand the simple physics and just how robust the security is, you start to see the incredible future potential of this really elegant technology.
The future of the tap is about so much more than just money. We're already unlocking cars and hotel rooms with it. Soon, you could be tapping your phone to verify your identity, interact with a smart poster for a movie trailer, or even authenticate a medical device. Your phone is stopping being just your wallet, it's becoming the universal key to your entire life.
So the next time you tap your phone and hear that beep, just remember the incredible journey of physics, radio waves, and cryptography that makes it all possible. It's one of the most elegant technologies ever built, seamlessly blending our physical and digital worlds. So the only real question left is, what part of your life will be simplified by a tap next?